Alright, let's kick things off with the most exciting part, getting your garden ready for planting. Whether you're starting a brand new garden or refreshing last year's, the right tools can make all the difference. And trust me, these are not your average spade and trowel. First up, let's talk about digging. If you've ever spent hours struggling with a shovel, you need a garden auger drill bit. This genius tool attaches to any standard cordless drill and digs perfect planting holes in seconds. Just press the trigger, and it spirals into the soil like magic. It works for flowers, vegetables, bulbs, pretty much anything you need to plant. And the best part? No more sore arms from endless digging. It also helps mix soil and fertilizer quickly, so your plants get a great start right from the beginning. Now, even if you've got the perfect hole, your plants won't thrive unless the soil is just right. That's where a 3-in-1 soil tester comes in handy. This tiny device is a total game changer. Just stick it in the soil, and it instantly tells you 3 key things: moisture level, pH balance, and sunlight exposure. This means no more guessing if you're overwatering, underwatering, or planting something in the wrong spot. If your tomatoes aren't thriving, this tool will tell you why. Plus, it doesn't need batteries, just poke it in the soil and read the results. Simple and effective. Next up, let's talk about seeds. Have you ever planted a bunch of seeds, only to end up with a crowded mess of plants that need thinning later? That's where a precision seed planter comes in. This little tool helps you drop seeds at the perfect spacing, so your plants have room to grow right from the start. No more wasted seeds, no more overcrowding, and no more unnecessary thinning. Just perfect, evenly spaced plants every time. Plus, it works with a variety of seed sizes, making it great for everything from tiny lettuce seeds to bigger beans and peas. And speaking of seeds, if you're starting seedlings indoors before transplanting them outside, a silicone seedling tray is a must-have. Unlike flimsy plastic trays that crack or stick, these flexible trays make it super easy to pop out young plants without damaging the roots. No more struggling to dig out delicate seedlings with a spoon. Just press the bottom, and they slide right out, ready for planting. Last but not least, if you're dealing with heavy or compacted soil, a broad fork is another tool you didn't know you needed. Unlike a traditional shovel, it aerates the soil without turning it over, which helps preserve beneficial microbes. It's perfect for loosening up garden beds while keeping the soil structure intact. See what I mean? These tools take the hard work out of planting and soil prep, making gardening faster, easier, and way more fun. And trust me, once you use them, you'll wonder how you ever gardened without them. Alright, let's talk about the part of gardening that nobody really enjoys: weeding. It's time-consuming, back-breaking, and if you don't get the roots, those pesky weeds just keep coming back. But guess what? There are some genius tools out there that make weeding so much easier. Once you try these, you'll never go back to pulling weeds by hand. First up, let's talk about the standing weed puller. If you've ever spent hours bending over, yanking at weeds, only to have them snap off at the surface, this tool is going to change your life. Here's how it works. You place the claw end over the weed, step down on the foot pedal, twist and pull. The whole weed, roots and all, comes up clean. And the best part? You stay standing the entire time. No more sore knees, no more aching back, just quick and easy weed removal. It works like a charm on dandelions, thistles, and other deep-rooted weeds. Plus, it's oddly satisfying, like pulling out a stubborn splinter. Now for those annoying little weeds that pop up between patio stones, along sidewalks, or in driveways, a crack weeder tool is a must-have. This tool has a sharp, curved blade that fits perfectly into cracks, pulling out weeds in one quick motion. If you love clean, weed-free pathways, this is your new best friend. And unlike harsh chemical weed killers, this method is safe for kids, pets, and the environment. Of course, weeds aren't the only thing that needs maintenance in your garden. Watering is just as important. But let's be honest, dragging a heavy hose around or trying to remember to water every day can be a hassle. That's where an automatic watering spike system comes in handy. This system is simple, but genius. Just attach the spike to any plastic water bottle, flip it upside down, and stick it in the soil near your plant. It releases water slowly, keeping the soil moist without overwatering. It's perfect for when you go on vacation, or if you tend to forget to water regularly. Some versions even let you adjust the drip rate, so your plants get exactly the right amount of moisture. Now, if you've ever felt like your plants weren't getting enough hydration, deep root watering stakes are another game changer. These attach to your hose and deliver water directly to plant roots, instead of just wetting the surface. This is especially helpful for trees, shrubs, and deep-rooted veggies like tomatoes. No more water just evaporating from the topsoil. Every drop goes where it's needed. And for those who love a clean, organized garden, a garden debris bag with pop-up design is super handy. It's lightweight, foldable, and holds a ton of weeds, leaves, or clippings. Once you're done, just collapse it down for easy storage. Weeding and maintenance don't have to be a struggle. With these tools, you can keep your garden looking amazing without the hard work. Now let's talk about something that's just as important as planting, keeping your plants in shape. If you want your flowers to bloom longer, your veggies to grow bigger, and your plants to stay healthy, then pruning and harvesting are key. But if you're still using old, dull scissors or struggling with thick branches, it's time to upgrade your tools. These gadgets will make trimming, cutting, and harvesting so much easier, and way more satisfying. First up, let's talk about ratchet pruners. If you've ever wrestled with thick branches and felt like your hand was about to fall off, this tool is a total game changer. Unlike regular pruners, ratchet pruners work in stages, so you don't have to squeeze as hard to cut through tough stems. It gives you extra cutting power with less effort, which is great if you have a lot of pruning to do, or if you just don't want sore hands at the end of the day. Perfect for shaping shrubs, trimming overgrown plants, and cutting back woody stems without the struggle. Now, for those delicate snips, you need micro-tip pruning shears. These little scissors are super precise, making them perfect for cutting herbs, deadheading flowers, or harvesting tender greens like lettuce and spinach. If you grow lavender, basil, or other herbs, these shears will change your life. They let you snip exactly where you want, so you don't accidentally damage the rest of the plant. Plus, they're great for bonsai trees and houseplants too. Speaking of harvesting, let's talk about the harvest basket with a built-in colander. If you grow your own veggies, you need this in your life. It's a sturdy basket with a built-in rinse feature so you can pick your fruits and veggies, rinse them off outside and bring them straight into the kitchen. No more dragging in dirt and bugs. Just toss your tomatoes, peppers, lettuce or herbs in, give them a rinse, and they're good to go. Now, if you hate bending over to pick produce, a long-reach fruit picker will save your back. This tool has a grabber claw with a little basket at the end so you can pick apples, peaches, or even avocados without climbing a ladder. Just extend the pole, grab your fruit, and it gently drops into the basket. No more shaking the tree and bruising your harvest. For root veggies like carrots and potatoes, a garden fork with an ergonomic grip is another must-have. It loosens the soil without damaging your crops, making it easy to pull out potatoes, sweet potatoes, and even onions without slicing them in half. If you love growing your own food, this tool is worth every penny. And finally, let's talk about storage. If you harvest a lot of herbs, a hanging herb drying rack is so useful. Just clip your herbs onto the mesh layers, let them air dry naturally, and you'll have fresh herbs for cooking all year round. So there you have it, pruning and harvesting tools that make gardening easier, faster, and way more fun. Alright, we've covered planting, weeding, pruning, and harvesting, but now it's time for some bonus tools, the ones you never knew you needed, but won't be able to live without. These gadgets are all about making gardening easier, more efficient, and just plain fun. First up, let's talk about a collapsible garden cart. If you're tired of carrying heavy bags of soil, mulch, or even just multiple tools back and forth, this is a game changer. Unlike bulky wheelbarrows that take up a ton of space, this cart folds flat when you're not using it. But when you open it up, it's super sturdy and can handle a lot of weight. It's perfect for moving plants, hauling debris, or even using it as a temporary work surface. And since it collapses, it's great for small gardens or storage sheds. Next, let's talk about a garden kneeler and seat. If you've ever spent hours on your knees pulling weeds or planting flowers, you know how uncomfortable it can get. This tool is a 2-in-1 lifesaver. Flip it one way, and it's a soft, cushioned kneeling pad that saves your knees. Flip it the other way, and it's a sturdy bench for sitting while you prune, plant, or take a break. Plus, most models come with handy side pockets for storing tools, so everything you need is right at your fingertips. Now here's something really cool. LED light-up gardening gloves. Ever find yourself gardening at dusk and struggling to see what you're doing? Or maybe you need to check on your plants early in the morning before the sun is up? These gloves have built-in LED lights on the fingertips, so you can see exactly what you're working on. Whether you're digging, pruning, or searching for that lost garden tool in the dark, these gloves have you covered. Plus, they're great for nighttime plant checks or even camping. Another must-have? A garden tool sharpener. Dull pruners, shears, and shovels make gardening way harder than it needs to be. This little tool keeps everything sharp and efficient, so you're cutting and digging with less effort. It's small, easy to use, and makes a huge difference in the long run. For those who love organized spaces, a rotating garden tool holder is another lifesaver. Instead of piling your tools in a messy corner of the shed, this spinning stand keeps everything neat and accessible. Just grab what you need and go. And last but not least, let's talk about self-watering planters. These are perfect for busy gardeners or anyone who forgets to water now and then. They have a built-in reservoir that slowly releases water to the roots, keeping your plants hydrated for days. No more guessing if your soil is dry. These planters do the work for you. So there you have it, some of the coolest, most useful garden tools you didn't know you needed. These will make gardening faster, easier, and more enjoyable, so you can focus on what really matters: growing amazing plants.